Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline. I am the owner of Sweet Caroline's Co Boutique and Beauty Bar, which is an online and a brick and mortar storefront. So I have not made a video in a while. Sorry about that, guys. I've been so busy, just running my boutique and all the things. It is so hard to keep up with all the different platforms. But I did want to make a video with something that's like been on my mind and I've gotten quite a lot of questions about. So I think this is going to be a cool video for some of you guys, but also maybe a little bit controversial. So I want to talk about my transition from being a full-time multi-level marketing distributor in direct sales to becoming a full-time boutique owner. So I want to make this video for multiple reasons, but one is that I have so many friends and acquaintances and know so many people that are in multi-level marketing that have such a good opportunity to start their own business, but are too scared to do it. And I just really want to be the person that talks about this because I feel like so many people are not talking about it. And I've been noticing it more and more and more where so many people want to start new businesses and want to own their own businesses. And I think it's really going to be a new coming hot topic and trend. And I really think that the innovation of entrepreneurship in the future years to come really is going to be owning your own business rather than working for someone else. But I do want to just say that I do really believe that multi-level marketing companies and opportunities can, not always, they won't always work out like this, but they can be the perfect vehicle to get you where you want to go. And I just truly believe that because I've experienced it in my own personal life and my personal experience. If you guys see me keep looking, it's because my store is open right now and I'm waiting for someone to walk in and interrupt this video. But for right now, they won't. Sorry, the lighting isn't great because it's not that bright right here. I don't have my ring light next to me to be bright enough, but we're just gonna make do with this. So I want to just talk a little bit about my journey here. So if any of you guys are in multi-level marketing, you can probably relate to what I'm about to say, especially if you've gotten successful with your multi-level marketing business. And those are really the people who I want to address right now. So whoever, if you're watching and you're listening to this video and you're in some kind of a direct sales business and you've actually gotten to a point in that career where you've accomplished a lot. So maybe you've earned some incentives, gone on trips, maybe you have qualified for your car or something like that. Maybe you have a decent sized team, you're making pretty good passive income from, growing your organization within that direct selling opportunity that you're in. All of those things lead to the perfect foundation to having your own business. And this is basically what happened to me. Is I started with a multi-level marketing company in 2017, and it was actually my fourth multi-level marketing company. So I really want to preface this whole thing with saying that if you're against MLMs, no hate to you. I totally understand where you're coming from because this is my fourth multi-level marketing company that I've been with, and I have experienced both ends of the stick, ironically. So I've experienced with 3 other companies not being successful, and I know what it feels like to not be successful in a network marketing company. You put money out, you expect it to work, blah, blah, blah. And I won't get into detail about that because I think that's a whole nother video on why or why not it worked or, different circumstances. But what I will say is this, multi-level marketing companies in general are they really are what you make of it. So anyone can be successful with a multi-level marketing opportunity. Not everybody will be though. And that is solely based on the work ethic and their ability to really stay focused and become a business owner, knowing nothing about the industry. And I say that because, if you think about the average person who signs up for a direct sales company, most of them have no idea what they're doing. They don't really have any business experience. They don't have experience really working at a CEO level, so they don't really know what they're doing. They typically have no experience at all with anything business related, and they're kind of meant to figure that out. But not everybody is able to do that. So it's like not everybody is meant to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You know what I'm saying? Like, you actually have to, for an opportunity like this, it's great on one hand because somebody can come in knowing nothing about business whatsoever, having no background, having no college education, having no anything. Literally anyone off the street can sign up for this and have the same opportunity. And they can come out of it a couple years later learning so much about what it takes to be an entrepreneur, about what it takes to run a business, about what it takes to have good customer service, how to market themselves, how to do customer relationships, how to grow their network, how to grow a business online, how to even grow a business in person. Like, there's so many aspects to a direct selling business that will teach you, excuse me, that will teach you how to actually be a business owner. So on one hand, I think that MLMs are almost like a school, because you can go into it and in a couple of years, you have the ability to change your life if you're dedicated to the process of learning, and you're actually driven enough to learn what it takes to be successful. So that's what happened to me. I joined a company in 2017. And at this point, it was my fourth multi-level marketing company. And I was so driven and so determined and so emotionally attached to not being successful, but to spreading love and happiness, and also really emotionally attached to just giving myself a creative outlet. So I went into this opportunity with the mindset of, I'm just doing this for me, because at the time I was a young mom, and I was a stay-at-home mom. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, especially a young mom that's also a stay-at-home mom, you could probably relate to this. I was thrown into motherhood at a very young age, and it is really difficult to be a stay-at-home mom at a young age when all of your friends are going off to college and doing all these things. And then, you know, the other moms that do have kids your age are kind of looking at you like you're a teenager, you know what I mean? So it was a different, interesting experience for me. My friends could no longer relate to me, but at the same time, I could no longer relate to anybody. So it was kind of lonely. It's kind of a lonely place. And so when I signed up for this, I really just wanted an outlet for myself to be creative with. And I think that is why I was so successful, because my why behind what I was doing was a very powerful, meaningful emotion driver that drove me to act. And so when I signed up, I was truly just doing this for fun. I wasn't even thinking about making money from it. I wasn't even really thinking about building a business until I really started to see the potential and the opportunity. And it really just took off for me. And so I did get to a point of success with my multi-level marketing career, to where I had a really big organization. I earned multiple trips all around the world. So I got to travel on all these trips. I remember I earned my very first trip my first year in business, I earned a trip to Sydney, Australia. And it was like a dream, you guys. I never thought I would ever leave the state, let alone travel around the world or travel out of the country. And so when I went on that trip, I became sort of addicted to that feeling, the rush of, you know, being able to travel and that lifestyle. And that really drove me to continue my career and to continue to be super driven and achieve all of the achievements that there were in my company to do. And then I got to a point where, you know, 5 years later, where I just feel fulfilled with the opportunity. Like, I've met so many incredible women. I have so many friends. You know, I got to travel the world, go to multiple different countries. I've traveled all over the United States. You know, I've built a huge organization of women that I love to empower and be a part of their story. And, you know, I have thousands of customers who I love making feel beautiful and helping them pick out their makeup products and all the things. But I got to a point in my career where I found myself really not getting as excited as I would to go on trips and stuff. It's kind of like, once you've done it so many times, like, you just get to a level where that, maybe not everybody would, but I personally did. I just felt fulfilled with traveling. I felt fulfilled with, hitting rank advancements and doing, all these things. Like, I feel like I reached a level in my career where I was ready for the next thing. I was like, I built this huge organization. I have so many customers who love me, who love following me, who always support me. They come back time and time again. And I really was like wanting to advance, but not with the company anymore. And I didn't leave, so I didn't quit, just so you know. I just really was like wanting to make that transition to something of my own, a new category, something that I could call my own and be my own boss up, like truly, encompass my own brand and expand into a completely different arena, because my mind is constantly wanting that growth. So what ended up happening is I actually my boutique started with just earrings in 2019. And I signed up for my multi-level marketing company in 2017. So it was only a couple years in where I was really getting curious about like different opportunities, not really like different opportunities, but different business adventures that would go hand in hand with my beauty business. So in 2019, I ended up doing a sale with my multi-level marketing company that I'm currently with, where I was giving customers a free pair of earrings with every order. And like the response I got from that was incredible. Like, my customers loved these earrings. And I just had this light bulb moment, like, why not sell these earrings? Like, my customers all loved them. And I even had people reach out and say, hey, can I buy some different colors of these or some different earrings like this? And I like, at first I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't sell them. I was just giving them, for orders. And then I just like started sitting and pondering about it. And I was like, why shouldn't I sell them? Like, why not sell them? And I really had this moment of, wow, like looking at what I built over the last just even 2 years at this point, and looking at how many customers I had and how much sales I was, doing per month at the time. And, just looking at like how active my social media was and what a good like reach and captivated audience that I had. And like, I truly felt like that was my first step into true entrepreneurship at that point, because I realized that I could start my own earring line and make it super unique to myself and super, brand it to where my customers would just absolutely love these products, and it could be simple and easy and be something of my own. And it's really transitioning into a backup plan if something ever happened to, my direct selling company and all that stuff. So I actually launched an earring line in 2019, and I called my shop Sweet Caroline's. And it just started with earrings. I brought in a ton of different earrings, all different shapes, sizes, colors, patterns. And I would do earring lives once a week, and I would sell about $500 in earrings per live sale. And then after doing that for a while, I was like, wow, like that was crazy. Like, people loved the earrings, and my mind started to like, ponder even more. And I thought, like, why not dabble in clothing and stuff? So I believe it was either the very end of 2019 or the very beginning of 2020 when I decided to launch a clothing line. And I remember taking, at the time, I think I was doing pretty well in sales with my direct selling company, and I was making, like over 5 figures a month with my direct sales company, just doing my own personal sales with my customers. And I just decided I'm going to invest about $3,000 into inventory for this clothing line. And so I did that. And, I remember I had like these little rolling racks I got off Amazon, and I just filled these racks up. I think I started out with 4 racks. And I got some inventory, like nothing major. I literally probably had maybe like 2 pairs of pants and maybe like 6 to 7 tops. I don't really remember exactly how many things. I wish I could, but it was like a couple racks of clothes, and as a boutique owner, you buy stuff in packs. So I had no idea what I was doing back then, by the way. And so I just got like whatever I thought was cute. I stocked it. I didn't know what brands were popular back then, nothing like that. stocked these racks, and I told my friends and told my customers, hey guys, like I'm gonna launch a clothing line, and they were all so excited. So I actually, at the time, we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment. It was like a ranch style apartment, and it had a basement attached to it for storage, but our basement was, it was actually a creepy old basement. So it's not like a nice finished basement. It was actually like a pretty creepy basement. So I actually had my fiance build a platform in a corner, and we got some like fake wall siding to put up against the wall, just so I could build like a little live stage, so that when I went on the stage and did my lives, like you wouldn't be able to tell I was in a basement. So we staged it, and it really only cost me probably, I want to say it was like $500 to $1,000 to build this little tiny like stage, but it was worth it. We got a rug for it to cover up the floor. And then I put my 4 racks on this platform. And this is where I had my little office and did my live shows. And I launched this clothing line, and I practically sold out of every single item within a matter of 2 days. Did over $6,000 in sales in the clothes. And I was like, holy cow, that was crazy. So this really catapulted my career as a boutique owner. And at the time, because I really want to talk to you guys about my transition here from full-time multi-level marketing to full-time boutique owner. So at the time, within my multi-level marketing company, I was actually, at the same time I launched my clothing line, I was also going for a really big promotion within my company. And it was like this huge goal that I've been working towards my whole career in the company. And it was at the time very meaningful to me and very important. Like I had to hit this, advancement in this category, and I like wanted it so bad. All my friends were doing it. I wanted to do it. Like I was really moving up, and it was a really exciting time for me. But when my clothing line did so well, it was just really picking up momentum at the time. And like, it was wild. Like I would just go live, and everybody would just claim everything I had. Anytime I got something new, it was like almost gone immediately. But I found it taking up a lot of my time. And so I was like at a turning point where I had to decide between really going all in with my boutique or really going all in with trying to hit this advancement with my network marketing company. So, at the time I had a couple like really close friends within the company, and I consulted with them and was like, what do you guys think I should do? Like trying to figure out what way I should go. And I was excited about this boutique and excited about how well it was doing. And a lot of my friends that I spoke to about it were kind of like, well, you really want to hit this promotion, and I think it's taking away and distracting you from your, network marketing career and all that. And I just want to say that I feel like so many network marketers get into, and it's really good. Like if you are able to be successful in a network marketing company and you've gotten to that point, I'm proud of you. And that is really incredible, and it's hard to do. So you're amazing, and you have potential to do so much more than what you did. And I think here is where a lot of network marketers get stuck, because they feel sucked into that world. And I say that because it really is a whole nother world. When you're in the network marketing industry, your team, the company, the vibe, the connection between everyone in the company and what's going on, and every new product that's dropping, and the hype of hitting new ranks, and the hype of building your team and bringing on new people, and really all the motivation and everything that you're doing, you can become so engrossed into that you sort of like only identify yourself with that. And it kind of becomes like your end all be all. It's like you either get to the top and like you do everything based around this career of yours. Like it consumes your whole life. Like it literally consumes you. You think about it every single day, every single night. You dream about it. You wake up and go work for it, and you're on online social media all the time, putting all your effort into it. And I mean, that's what every entrepreneur does, right? But the shadow aspect to that is, which is my point here, is that sometimes it can override your ability to think bigger. And I say that because, you know, you might be thinking at the level you're at with your direct sales company right now, like that, yeah, thinking bigger is hitting the next rank or is hitting the next trip or is, you know, all of those things. But if you really think about it, that's actually thinking smaller, because you could start your own company and the possibilities at that point are really endless. And that's where the money really starts to flow in, and the security flows in, and your legacy flows in. And, you know, your mind opens up to a whole new picture that can be bigger than you ever imagined it to be within the company that you're in. And I really want to encourage you to take a look at that, because there's so much more you can be doing and you can make such a bigger impact. But sometimes we get stuck into this mindset of feeling obligated to continue. And I'm not saying you have to quit either. I'm just saying that, you know, there's a lot more to life and a lot more opportunities to be had than hitting the next rank, earning the next trip, bringing on more people, you know, hitting the top 5 in your numbers, or whatever the case is for you in your specific situation. And I think that it really becomes almost a taboo topic to talk about within the company itself, because everyone is so, I don't want to say brainwashed, but they're so mindset focused on the company and the company alone and the goals within the company that they can't see a bigger picture outside of that. So anything that you try to do that's outside of the company is looked at as a distraction from your true career, from your true, you know, like business that you have with the company. So anytime I would talk to my friends at the time about, you know, my boutique and how well it was doing, it was like everybody only saw it as a distraction from my network marketing career. And not one person told me that, I should go for it and that I should ride that wave, and that hitting the next rank in the company isn't everything. And, you know, that I should really, you know, take advantage of the momentum that I was seeing at that time. So I kind of came to this crossroads and, you know, was trying to take the advice from my friends, even though it didn't feel right inside of my heart with my intuition. And I was like trying to think about the career I spent so long building and how it would affect me if I didn't hit this promotion, and how it would affect me if I went forward with the boutique, but what if it didn't do as well as I thought it would? And so all of these things were coming up for me, and I decided to purposefully slow down the growth of my boutique at that point. And I really limited it to only bringing on a couple new things, you know, every other month instead of new items every week, which I was doing at the time. So it kind of slowed down. I really tried to focus on my career within that network marketing company, and I actually ended up missing that promotion by a hair. And it was one of the most devastating experiences I'd ever experienced in my life, because I felt like I put my dream aside to, and if you guys didn't listen to my podcast interview with did a podcast interview YouTube video. It's like down below. You guys can find it on my channel. But I was originally going to go to FIT and go to school for college, but I actually ended up getting pregnant at 18, which changed my plans. So I didn't ever get to go to FIT. And so the clothing industry had always been my dream. And so when this boutique started taking off and I made the decision to put it on the back burner and go for this promotion instead and missed it, it was a devastating blow to my whole world. Now, I still had a really successful career. I still had, you know, an amazing team of women, and I loved what I was doing. But that blow was big. And at that point, I went through this weird time, like, I don't know, it lasted about a year, where I just didn't know what I wanted. I couldn't figure it out. Like, it wasn't making me feel good anymore trying to go for these promotions, because I really had to dig deep and think about my inner self and like why I really wanted to earn that promotion, and why it was so important to me, and why it hurt so bad when I didn't hit it. Like, what was the true meaning behind that? And I realized that I didn't need any of those things to be successful and to be fulfilled and to be happy. And I realized that a lot of the reasons why I wanted to hit that, advancement and all of that stuff was not really true to myself. It was almost like I felt like I had to keep proving myself year after year within the network marketing company. And anything I did was never enough to satisfy. There was always something else. So after about a year of going through this like limbo, I realized that I am a very successful business owner. I was able to start this boutique and still maintain it, even though I did slow down the progress, the momentum that I had from the beginning. I was still able to start this boutique and maintain it, all while running a six-figure multi-level marketing career. And when I say six-figure, I mean 6 figures a year. So the year that I missed that promotion, myself and my team, we did about almost $1 million in sales. So it was like, I think we ended at, if I combined my sales and my team sales, it was like $958,000 in sales. So I still had a very successful career with this company, and I still do to this day. But a lot of stuff has changed, and I'm going to kind of dive into that now. Sorry if this YouTube video is kind of long. So after going through this limbo, I finally came to a realization. It was like after COVID, we're heading into 2021 now, and I'm like, I think I'm going to lean into my boutique, because when I do clothing lives, my soul comes alive. When I focus on, looking for new inventory and styling out collections and serving my customers that are size small all the way up to 3X, and being able to find items that make them feel beautiful and fulfilled. And when I try them on the lives and I style them and I serve my customers in that way, my heart was like on fire with that. And I just felt my soul be like revived. And I was like, there's no way that I shouldn't be doing this. Like, I came to the realization that my network marketing company, which I love, and I love the products, and I love all the connections that I've made, I love all the achievements that I've made, I love the customers, I love everything that I've done with it. I came to the realization that in my life and in my journey, it was meant to be a vehicle to bring me to my true purpose. And my true purpose was to step into entrepreneurship at its fullest and truly start a career that was made for me, that I designed, that I created, that nobody could ever take away from me, that was something that I built and was so passionate about, that was 100% me. And that was my boutique. And so I started thinking about really leaning in, and I ended up getting a nice big inventory order and just like rekindling that fire with my customers and reigniting that. And we actually made a transition and moved to a new house. So I now had like a much bigger space, and I created a brand new office and a brand new like little warehouse at my house with clothes. And I had this big room that I had tons of, racks with clothes filled up in there. And then I started thinking about, what it would be like to open a storefront. And it was right at the tail end of COVID. So I thought I was crazy to be like, I'm gonna open a storefront. And everyone else thought I was crazy too. I ended up signing the lease for my storefront in November 2021. And it took me 8 months to get my store renovated and opened. But by the time I did, the mask mandates were lifted, storefronts were allowed open again, and it was like a God thing, truly. And it's been amazing ever since. I am truly the happiest right now that I've ever been. My sales doubled. So I'm doing way more in sales than I have been previously the whole last year, when I was in that limbo and couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, and I wasn't happy, and I was like trying to force it, and it wasn't fitting. So here's what I've learned and what I've realized is multi-level marketing is an amazing platform and tool to learn everything you need to know about running a business. Because I can honestly say 110% that if I did not do this multi-level marketing career and become successful with it first before starting this boutique, that there's no way I would have been able to open this storefront and to launch my online boutique and have it be as successful as it is right now. Because I knew nothing. I truly didn't know what it took to have good customer service, what it took to brand myself, what it took to be good at social media marketing, which is definitely the future of marketing. And it has been for a while, but it's going to continue to trend that way for the years to come. And there's no way I would have been able to learn how to grow a business from the ground up, having no one to sell to, if I did not first start out with that multi-level marketing company. That multi-level marketing company taught me how to become an amazing graphic artist, how to get really good at posting on social media, and how to type out my posts. It taught me how to have a really amazing, interactive, engaging community on my social media platforms, and how to truly find new customers that are not only in my local backyard here, but also, all over the country, all over the United States of America. And I have thousands of customers all over the United States. And in fact, 90% of my customers are people I've never met in person. And there's no way I would have been able to have that foundation, have that understanding, have that knowledge on how to run a business before opening this. And they say like 1 in 5 businesses will fail. I think that's the statistic. And honestly, if I tried to open this brick and mortar storefront, or, even open a boutique without having this experience first, I don't think it would have been possible. So to any of you guys watching who, might need advice on starting a business in general, or trying to really figure out what you want to do, maybe you want to become an entrepreneur, but you know nothing. I'm going to be working on putting a program together that I think will really help you. But also I really want to just talk to, and more on that later. I don't want to say too much because it's not put together yet, but I just want to throw that out there. So if you have questions, you can leave them in the comments. But I also want to talk to those multi-level marketing people who have done an amazing job with their multi-level marketing career. And I want to tell you that there is more out there for you. You can start your own business doing something you love, and have it be your actual own company and still do your network marketing business. And here's why I think that's important. And I'm actually starting a podcast, and I just recorded a podcast about this a couple days ago, but I'm going to just reiterate it here. This YouTube video is going to be so long. I'm sorry. But here's why is you already have the foundation, and I lost my train of thought. Hot mess. But what I was going to say is okay, I figured it out. Okay. So you already have the foundation. And if you're at this level of your career where multi-level marketing is supporting your whole family, you honestly would be, I don't want to say dumb, but it would not be wise of you to not diversify your income at this point, because with multi-level marketing, of course, all of us are obligated to abide by the company's rules and regulations, and they have the ability to strip you of your business at any given point whenever they want to. If you accidentally do something wrong or break a rule, your whole business could be taken away from you. Or if their business fails, yours could fail too. And there's also so many other reasons, but I truly believe that if you want to make more money and truly be financially free, you need to have multiple revenues of income coming in. And to put all your eggs in one basket, especially if you've been really successful with multi-level marketing, and sticking to just keeping your eggs in that basket could be dangerous for you and for your family, especially if it's supporting your family, because one wrong move and you could have nothing and have to start all over again. So, of course you could start all over again and find something else, a new opportunity, and do that, but it would take you a lot of time to build up again to the same level that you were at, when you could be building your own company simultaneously, and it can be a really great second stream of revenue that will be non-competing with your compliance with your network marketing company. But then also at the same time, You're building a plan B in case something were to happen. So you're building these two things at the same time. And if something ever did happen to your company, you still have a really strong, captivated audience that's already in love with you and what you're doing in your new company. Also, the other thing too is multi-level marketing is network marketing. So chances are, if you've become really successful with your multi-level marketing business, you have a gigantic network. And why would you not utilize that gigantic network to diversify your income and start your own company when you already have so many connections? And here's the thing that is so great about network marketing is if you did build up and become successful with it, these customers and this network of people, so your teams, the company, the people, the friends you've made in it, even your customers, like if you add all these people up that you now know that love you, you will have the best customer base for a brand new product or service that could be even complementary to what you're already doing. And it would be silly not to capitalize on that. And this is where you step into true entrepreneurship right here. So I would encourage all of you guys to give that thought. I really think that a lot of people have been thinking about this lately too, because I've seen it coming up so much in my friends list with other people too. So maybe you've already had your mind on some kind of career opportunity or another idea that you wanted to bring in and you've been scared to do it, or maybe you don't know how to take the first step, or maybe something has been holding you back and this is the confirmation that you needed to hear. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know not all of you guys are multi-level marketers or business owners, but I hope that this was a helpful, inspiring video for you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.